Vision Forward's In Focus team presents.
Hi, I'm Corey Ballard and welcome back to another tech demo. Today we are doing a tech demo on an iPhone or iOS only app called DigitEyes. We release assistive technology videos every Friday. I know how much you love them. I'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. Click that notification bell because I'd hate for you to miss any of the content that we produce. Today we are looking at DigitEyes, which is an iPhone-based barcode scanning app that you use to help identify products. DigitEyes uses three different types of barcodes. First, it's going to use the UPC barcodes that are built into products. Second, it's going to use text-only barcodes. And third, it's going to use audio labels or audio-based barcodes. The two last options, the text-only and the audio-only, are produced right from the DigitEyes website. Their website is digit-eyes.com. The process for creating those labels is 100% accessible with a screen reader and is absolutely free. There is a one-time cost for the DigitEyes app. At the time of recording, it's $9.99 for that app. First, let's take a look at some of the barcodes that you can scan with DigitEyes. I talked about that it does give you the ability to use the UPC barcodes that come on most retail products. If you've ever been to a grocery store and they take your product and put it underneath over the scanner, you hear the beep, that is their scanner tying into the UPC barcode on that product. And that UPC barcode has a bunch of information tied to it. The name of the product, it could have the quantity or how big it is. And DigitEyes has access to that database, giving you information by scanning in that barcode. The way it does it is it's going to use the live camera built into your iOS device. And you're going to line your camera up with that UPC code. Before we dive into scanning though, let's take a look at the app itself. When we launch the DigitEyes app, it's very simple. There's 4 buttons right on our main screen. The top button is Scan. That's the button we're going to tap when we actually want to start performing a scan. Below that we have List. DigitEyes allows you to create your own lists, like a grocery list, and then when you scan in products, you can add them to that list. Third, we have Create Audio Labels. We'll talk a little bit again about how you can create your audio labels, but DigitEyes allows you to create those labels and print them right from your iPhone if you have a compatible printer. And last, there's a More button where you can go in and get some help on scanning and also log into the app with your account. So first, we're going to take a look at using the built-in UPC codes on products. So we have a product here, and it has its own built-in UPC code. And so I'm going to get the product ready. There's all different ways that you can scan it in. I sometimes like to put the product flat on the table, especially if it's a round product like this. I'm going to put it flat on the table. Then I'm going to take my iPhone here and I'm going to tap that scan button.
Scan button. DigitEyes scanning.
We heard
Tap twice to cancel.
There we go. We heard a beep and it told us it's now scanning. We're going to hear a click noise. That's just letting us know that the camera is live and it's ready to scan. One of the tough things about using the built-in UPC barcodes is that it's hard to line them up in the camera. If you don't know where the barcode is, you can't feel them. They're typically not tactile. So it can be hard to line up the camera view with that barcode. So what I recommend is holding your phone, your camera above the product. And if it is a round product, in this case, we're going to spin it until we get to the barcode. We should hear DigitEyes kind of beep when it starts to see that barcode, and then it'll automatically capture and grab that barcode once it sees it. A flat object like a box is a little bit easier to do because then you can just point your camera at the different corners of the box and it's a little bit easier to grab that UPC barcode. I'm going to hold my phone above it, spin. This is the tough part here. Now, sometimes if you can't do it, it could be a good idea to pick up the product and point it as well. Oh, we heard a beep, so we know we're close.
Looking up bars.
Ah, there we go.
Crocker whipped buttercream frosting, 12 ounces, 12.0 ounces, cup / tub.
So right away we get the information about the product. Betty Crocker tells us it's whipped buttercream. Right on here we have some options too. There is a more information.
Scan button. Betty Crocker whipped buttercream frosting, 12 ounces, more information button.
If we go into the more information, we can typically find some nutrient facts. We can find the cooking instructions if available. But there's something else on here that's interesting as well. We're going to keep swiping to the right.
Record button.
We have a record button. So if we want to add any kind of audio label to that UPC barcode, we can do that, and that will be saved on our device. And the next time that we scan in this product, we'll still get that alert telling us that it's Betty Crocker whipped buttercream. But if we swipe to the right, we'll find a play button. We can go ahead and tap that play button and it'll play back whatever message we recorded. So if that more information button, for example, didn't have cooking instructions, you could record them in yourself. So that's using the UPC barcode. Now, as you could see through the demonstration, it wasn't a simple task to do. Again, getting your camera lined up to find that barcode can be very difficult with a phone, and that's always been one of the biggest challenges with using a smartphone to really read any barcodes. Now let's move on and take a look at the text-based labels. I mentioned that you can go to digit-eyes.com, you can log in with your account, click on Create Labels, and choose Text Labels. It's going to give you a big drop down of all the different Avery labels you can choose from, 2 a page, 6 a page, 14 a page, all the way up. You choose whichever labels you have. Click Make Labels, and then you're going to get an accessible edit fields that tells you column and row, and you're going to go ahead and fill out your text-based labels. You can put a total of 50 characters into those labels. You go ahead and click Create, and then you can download and print those labels. You can then take those labels and attach them to any product. So we have a prescription bottle here, and I've taped one of the text-only labels onto the top of this label here. So let's see if we can find out what this prescription is. So we'll tap our scan button.
Scanning.
We'll point it at the top of our label.
Ibuprofen tablets.
And we find out that it is ibuprofen tablets. Now, you only get 50 characters, so you want to be careful how much information you put in there, especially if it's medication, and probably would be a good idea to put in how many pills, how many times a day, and things like that. But remember, you do have 50 characters. We'll go ahead and tap Done because we are done identifying that product.
Done.
We do have another text only label here. So on the bottom of this binder here in the corner, I have taped another label. Let's see if we can figure out what this binder is. We're going to go ahead and tap our scan button. We're going to point it at the actual label here.
Technology handouts.
And it tells me that it's technology handouts. Now, this is great, especially because you can create these labels completely free. The only cost is going to be those Avery labels that you're purchasing, or if you just print them on your own paper and tape them on, that's even a less expensive way of doing it. One of the downfalls, or one of the things that I'd like to see with the text only, but it doesn't currently support this, is I'd love to be able to also record some audio labels with that text. Right now, the only thing you can do is just have that text spoken out that you've typed in when you created the label. But it's very simple, very quick, and very inexpensive for you to label your own items. DigitEyes also sells some waterproof labels that you can use for your clothes, so that they can be labeled correctly and survive through washer and dryer. So that's another option for you for identifying and labeling items. The last type of barcode that DigitEyes can do is audio-based barcodes. Now, I mentioned that you can create them from the website, but you can also do it right from the app. Right on the home screen of the DigitEyes app is a Create Audio Labels. When tapping that, you'll go ahead and choose what type of Avery labels you have. Then you click Print. It will go ahead and show you any printers that are on your network that are compatible with your iPhone, and then it'll go ahead and print those labels for you. Once they're printed, you can then stick them on anything that you want. We have just a cell phone here, and on the back of it, we have taped an audio-only label. Now, this currently has no audio tied to it. So let's look at what the process is like to actually creating these audio labels. So I'm going to take my device and tap Scan. Our camera is live. We'll scan our audio label.
Audio label. Done. Button.
And now we'll swipe right and look at what options we have.
Scan. Button. Audio label. Button.
It tells us it is an audio label. Swipe right.
Record. Button.
And now we have our record button. So let's go ahead and double tap our record button and create our audio label.
Stop.
Blind Shell Classic Cell Phone. Double tapped again to stop.
Play. Button.
We can go ahead and play it. If I swipe right, I will get a re-record button if I wasn't happy with my first result. But I'm going to swipe left.
Edit description. Button. Audio label. Button. Scan. Button. Done. Button.
And I'm going to choose Done.
Done. Scan. Button.
So now I have created my audio label. So let's repeat our steps and scan this label again, and let's see what happens. I'll double tap on Scan. We'll go ahead and point our camera at our label.
Scanning. Tap twice to cancel.
Blind Shell Classic Cell Phone.
Done playing. Button.
And right away we get that audio playback of the label that we created. We can swipe right.
Done playing. Delete. Button.
We can delete that if we wanted to, and that's going to be best if we wanted to reuse that label or recreate our audio file. So you can see that DigitEyes gives you three different ways to use the camera and the app with three different barcodes: the UPC barcodes, the text-only barcodes, and the audio-based barcodes. With those three different barcodes, we can really identify any product or any item throughout our house or at work or out in our environment. If you have any questions about any of our other videos, especially some of the ones where we've been highlighting different products for identifying items, you can contact us. Please give us a call at 414-615-0103. You can send us an email, infocus@vision-forward.org. Visit us online, vision-forward.org. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.
Oh, hey, Chloe, how's it going?
Who are you?
Luke, the more handsome part of In Focus.
Not true.